Hello and welcome back. This is round 3 of our mini grocery shop challenge series, and it is Jamie's turn. In each episode, we've challenged our normal home cooks to go with £24 and buy 1 bag of groceries. From that bag, they must cook 3 dishes, 2 portions of each, with minimal food waste. But we're looking for delicious, hassle-free food. Jamie, you're up. How are you feeling?
You'll find out as soon as the timer goes off.
Yeah, showcase your feelings.
I will showcase my feelings.
Excited.
Yes.
Will it go off or will it go on? It starts in 3, 2, 1, go!
Starts with red onion.
A whole red onion.
A big red onion as well. Bought 3 onions. I'm actually going to use them across all 3 recipes.
Excellent.
So that works out perfectly for moi.
So dish 1
Dish 1
is
a little bit familiar to people who watch the channel regularly and have maybe watched episode 2. It's a spaghetti bolognese.
But instead of twisting up the pork, you're going to stick with beef. And
Yeah.
instead of the nice addition of olive and anchovy, you're just not going to bother.
Yeah, all the nice things that you said about Barry's, I'm not doing. This is quite ambitious to do in a half an hour cook, because usually you'd want to leave like a ragu sauce going for hours, if not all day. But what I will say is that this becomes better days after.
Jay, why do you think it is that, like, on recent polls on Instagram and comments on the YouTube, you seem to be coming across as the people's person? People want you round to cook dinner for them.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's because of the food or for the personality.
Have you seen Come Dine With Me? It's always big characters, isn't it, that you want to laugh at, not with.
Right, that should be sizzling a lot more than that was.
So in all seriousness, you've bought a packet of minced beef. Is it all going into this?
It is all going into this, so 500 grams. I've also bought the 20% fat because I wanted, number one, to save some money, but also because I wanted all of the flavour from the fat to go into the sauce.
Excellent. And then when it gets better over days, what are you doing with some of it on the other days?
Oh, I see.
foreshadow.
He is laying breadcrumb trails, and unlike yours, Baz, they're not burnt.
Not yet.
What are you on?
Emma's is on one, and I like it. So seeing as you're not cooking this out for ages, where's the flavour going to come from?
To be honest, with what I was able to get hold of in the supermarket, I haven't got any big twists to go into this, really. I'm just going to have to rely on big flavours like garlic, chopped tomatoes, tomato puree, and then what I have got is stock cubes. Now, when I was looking in the supermarket, the stock cubes have gone up so much, so I ended up getting red wine stock cubes.
But also, you are using the tomato paste, and we quite often use tomato paste as a real concentrated flavour bomb, and if you cook it out and get it nice and sticky and darkened, you can get great depth of flavour from that as an ingredient, and it's very, very affordable. And I spied some rice and some kidney beans and spices later on. Is that your tumble down meat ragu?
Ebbers, stop trying to spoil the episode.
I think that is excellent planning, and given that's what we're dishing out badges for, remember there's an opportunity to win a badge for planning, shopping and cooking. Are you worried that by cooking a large volume on day 1 you might run out of time?
Yes, I am. And, you know, the timing thing isn't a restriction I usually have at home. I'd happily spend more time on one day when I know I've got it, knowing that it's going to save me more time on a day when I might not.
You have 22 and a half minutes left.
How you feeling, Spaff?
Feeling all right. It's just whether this is going to cook down enough in the time that I have left is the big question.
There's a couple of recipes we've done recently on Sidekick. The Cheats French onion soup, which has got an entire single portion bottle of white wine and then a dollop of miso. And those two things give you real instant depth and richness and the acidity and tang from wine. Here, I think you've got similar. You've got the meatiness from beef. The red wine will be your saviour.
That's the sauce done. How long have I got left?
18 and a half minutes for that to bubble away.
That's going to bubble away for the next 18 minutes and 10 seconds, leaving me 20 seconds to bring it all together. In the meantime, for later in the week, I need some tortillas.
I was going to say, it's a funny looking spaghetti bolognese otherwise, mate.
What I am going to do is take 2 of them and blitz them up into breadcrumbs.
Great minds.
You can tell we're all schooled at the same academy, can't you?
I often think this. No, there's apps out there, I think it might be Hinge as an example, that claims that as an app, it's designed to be deleted. If it does its job well, you shouldn't need it. And I think Sidekick is the same. You guys have been cooking with Sidekick in mind for a couple of years now. And increasingly, I'm thinking you 3, you're getting there. You barely need it.
We can delete him.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
delete
Alt
Eppers.
Control Delete.
Oh, get in the trash. Empty trash. Yeah!
Oh, you got a good bubble on that sauce now. 16 minutes remaining. What I like is you're thinking ahead, because the primary use of those tortillas, I would imagine, is a flatbread that you can wrap. The blending is very much secondary and afterthought, but you're doing it in the first dish. That is planning.
You're frying them as well.
Well, I saw how
Yes.
how cooking in the oven
Yes.
went for you.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
And you've seen how Mike's frying breadcrumbs
Yeah.
went, so third time's a dream, eh? You two have bought 500 grams on the basis that you can't necessarily buy the amount you want to use, but the rest goes in the store cupboard for another time. Cook this next week, much cheaper.
How long's he got?
6 minutes.
So, given my plans for later in the week, I wanted something smoky. I didn't feel like I could afford and then use 2 different cheeses. So I've made a compromise and gone for a smoked cheese.
Is that a Gouda?
No, it's a Bavarian smoked cheese that I will use across both recipes.
The rinds.
The rinds for the flavour, like you do with Parmesan.
Isn't Bavarian cheese the one that's wrapped in wax?
Yeah, but so you don't want that?
No,
there.
not really.
Right, fine.
80 seconds remaining. Last 10 seconds. And time up.
Well done, mate.
You used your full time, but there's 2 plates of food and some clever planning for later in your dishes.
You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're
We would
gonna love me.
absolutely recommend Sorted Sidekick.
You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna
It's a
love
great
me.
way to use ingredients that might be going off.
You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me. You're gonna love me, you're gonna love me, you're gonna love me.
Jay, you finished your first dish and you've just found the basil that was supposed to go in it.
Excellent. Oh, I look forward to seeing where that goes.
Right, well, your second dish, your time starts now.
Right, here I have a beautiful bolognese sauce. What I'm going to do, first of all, is see if I can turn it into a kind of chili con carne by adding hot chili powder, cumin, and red kidney beans, and some chilies.
What he's done is he's realised there's no creative badge up for grabs here, and he's gone, stuff it. Stick to what you know.
I like the concept of planning ahead and getting essentially 2 for 1, sharing of not just ingredients, but cooked ingredients. Barry, you did that too.
Yeah. Oh, this is going to go well.
That's not going to work. I was trying to be efficient.
Why are you draining your beans?
Because I don't need all of the liquid, and I know in packs we use the liquid all of the time, but I don't know if I'm going to need it in this, so what I'd rather do is take the liquid out, and I can always add it back in if I need to. I also have some extra stock left over from when I made the bolognese that I can also use. I am going to put a bit of chilli in it.
And why is it that you bought dried chili and fresh?
Because they add different things. And the chili powder adds an overall spice, whereas the chili adds the freshness and the spice.
So what's this going with, Jay? I've got a lot of meat and beans.
Yep.
He's making a burrito, isn't he? Based on the rice and the tortillas in the back.
Are you really making burrito?
I'm making burritos. Because I thought it could be simple enough just to go make a chili con carne out of the bolognese and serve it with rice. Or, what?
You've lost him.
Sorry.
What?
I like cherry tomatoes through the oven
Yeah.
because especially at this time of year, they're not great. So you kind of need to do something to them and roasting them will bring out a little bit more of that sweetness.
So, roasted tomato salsa, a guacamole, and some sour cream.
Yeah.
He's not left with many ingredients for the third dish though.
Maybe, boys, I'm saving.
The best for last.
Well, I stopped myself from saying that.
Excited for these because they start exactly the same way. Half a red onion dice, some red chilli, and then one goes avocado and one goes tomato. We rely quite heavily on packets of fresh herbs and citrus, lemon and lime when we're developing recipe packs because for quick cooking you need something just to give it that lift of vibrancy and freshness. You've had nearly half your time.
I do think I'm going to have to go in with some basil. I think it's going to go in with the salsa though. Not the guacamole.
And going back to planning, shopping and cooking badges, this was not the plan for this basil, right?
No, the basil was definitely supposed to go in the bolognese.
So in your burrito, what's soaking up all the juices? Are you going with the rice?
I am going to be going with the rice. Oh, a squeeze of lime in that.
Yeah.
Lovely
Yeah,
spat.
lovely. Love a warm salsa.
Oh, that's going to mush so nice.
They're really lovely and hot. It'll take some of the edge off that raw onion as well.
Oh.
They are tomorrow's treat.
Nice.
There is more thought in this than I gave him credit for.
He's doing a roasted garlic.
You've got 9 minutes left.
Okay.
So much time. You sure?
Because he had most of his dish done from yesterday, which
yeah.
is clever. Packet rice, wonderfully convenient.
You hate the
Instantly
packaging.
pre-portioned for you, so you don't end up cooking too much and throwing some of it away. But it is still per grain and per serving a very expensive way of buying rice. Oh, that's very raw garlic. I can hear the crunch. He's warmed it, but I don't really understand. Is he going through his rice? He's full of secrets, this man. There's a lot going in this. We've got tomato salsa, we've got guac, we've got rice, we've got
That is gonna
tumble
be
down chili, and now the
waiting.
sour cream.
Love it.
No way.
And he's got 5 minutes left to seal this one, make another one.
Cheese, cheese.
Thank you.
That's all right.
I mean, there's no denying that as a combination,
Good.
that's going to taste great. Will it hold together?
Oh, Jay.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
He's got a preheated pan to seal it off. 3.5 minutes left.
Fantastic.
Pace is on, and his burritos are getting bigger by the minute.
He's going to have the same problem.
Yeah! We're in it mode.
He's saving some cheese for tomorrow, so tomorrow he's got some roasted.
Oh, no!
You want that filling in?
Technically, it's not filling.
Still got a minute and a half.
I think we're done.
20 seconds left. Do you need it?
No.
Excellent job.
Well done.
A job.
I'm so excited for this.
You've not got many ingredients left. Off you go in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so here's some leftover chili oil, garlic oil from yesterday. Leftover onion.
Usually we'd ask you to reveal what you're making, but I quite like the idea.
Yeah,
Not
nice.
telling us.
Off the cuff, I've got an idea of what I would do with them. I would be interested to know with a plan what Jamie is going to do with them.
I have some of a plan, and what I've done is immediately start by thinking I was doing the sensible thing and using that leftover onion, whereas actually I could have used it in a different way.
Actually, is sizzling as well. Yeah. That's the first sizzle we've heard in this whole series.
Bit of chili.
Okay, good, nice. The last of the chilies?
Do you know, there were 4 chilies that came in this pack, so I think I'm going to have to roll one over until next week. My plan is changing based on the quantities of stuff that I've got left over.
Nachos, never saw that one coming.
No, you started.
Genuinely though, this is always the challenge when you're designing recipes that share ingredients, not to end up with one that's just, that'll do because it's what I've got left over. They have to be designed with purpose and with point.
It's when you get to this stage though, you're clutching at straws.
Yeah.
It's when you have to get your most creative as well.
I'm going to bake these in an oven. This has been preheating for a while, just in case.
Okay, we've had 6 minutes.
Yep.
So far, very calm, collected, still no idea what you're making.
Tomatoes.
Yesterday's tomatoes.
Paste?
I am going in with paste, yes.
Ooh. Oh, that's changed things a little bit.
Well, the basil's out. The cheese is out.
This is a make-do leftovers.
There is
That rice is a risk, let's be honest here.
If there was a plan here, I'd be amazed.
So boys, here's my thinking. I thought, I've got tomatoes, I've got chilies, I've got things that I can turn into flatbreads. Wouldn't it be great to make like a tomato and chili soup to serve with flatbreads? Why?
What consistency your soup got?
Well, I'm glad you've asked, because what I've now realised is that I didn't need the full packet of rice, and I didn't use all of the chili, and I have got some leftover breadcrumbs.
Oh,
so
this
what
is
I'm
amazing.
thinking is that
yes.
actually there
Yes.
could be a combination here that
I
could
like
be
it.
exciting. So I might
Making tomato and chili bread sauce.
Yes.
God, I'm so scared for you. I'm so scared for you.
So excited. Yes, Jay! This is what we need.
It's going in.
Yeah!
No leftovers.
You've got 19 minutes if you wanted to take like 5 to stop and think.
I think
Too late for that. That's not fun.
I mean, there's nothing not to dislike.
No,
It's a
no.
wonderful garlic, oil, onion, tomatoes, tomato paste and stock. You've got the red wine stock. You're making it smooth, you've thickened it with bread. You'll then stir rice through it and finish with basil, cheese and sour cream.
So the soup idea was always planned for. I was always going to do a tomato and red chilli soup with the flatbreads. But I'm just adapting because I've got leftover rice. And actually, I think that could fill it out a bit.
For those at home, I would not recommend reheating packet rice once you've already cooked it once. You've still got 15 minutes left.
I'm making a soup, Ebbers, it doesn't take long.
No, again, this is midweek cooking. I was going to say at its finest, but certainly at its most spaffordest. But it looks thick and hearty and warming and inviting. It looks like something you want to dig into. A little bit of raw onion, which is mixed with the breadcrumbs. Well, Jay, you've still got 9 minutes left. I don't think you're going to need it. Are you happy with it?
I am happy with it.
Impressive.
What I like is the improv 2 bowls you have in front of you. Let's get some sexies.
Wow.
Three dishes, Jay, in less than 90 minutes. You didn't use a fraction of your time in either of these. Let's dig in.
Delicious. That is rich.
Wow. Depthy.
It's exactly as I expected of a quick, cheated, hacked bolognese. We know it's not going to be the same as a regular that's been boiling for ages, but in 30 minutes, you've done 2 clever things. 1, get dinner on the table, and 2, do half the work the night after. This, however, I'm excited for. It's completely delicious. What I do think that was lacking in kind of time and long, slow added richness, here you get from the spices, you get the richness from, rich and freshness from guacamole and guacamole fat, plus sour cream, plus cheese. My only criticism is the fear I had as I was watching you make it. There's just so much raw onion everywhere. Once I finished eating, it's the only flavour left.
Technically, it is a leftover, but it doesn't taste like it. It has been reignited. There's more. That's more exciting than that.
100%.
Speaking of getting exciting, it's so weird but delicious.
The sour cream through all of it
That makes it,
brings
doesn't it?
everything together. It is super creamy. You have got the body from a little bit of bread blended into it, but also the rice. That's actually, taste-wise, my favourite.
Yeah.
That eats really well. A little bit too much onion, not enough acidity, and that is kind of as we expected.
Yep.
I think as a plan, it's a genius use of cook something once and let it tumble down. I think you had a plan other than portion size. But today, it's worked across 3 dishes. So the planning gets a badge. The shopping, I feel like had some highs and lows. Because the cheese choice was brilliant. The red wine stock cubes, I wasn't blown away by when you pulled them out, but I think it's done a great thing in both of those dishes in the short amount of time. I think you just missed out on the acidity. But that's the only thing I can pick a hole in. So I would say, tick, you get the badge. But I don't think cooking badge is one we can award today. So 2 out of 3 badges, but now we come to the wrap up of what each of your dishes across the 3 episodes scored and who takes the final Grocery Shop Challenge badge. Okay lads, remember we were looking for delicious food, but with planning, shopping and cooking in mind. Mike, your dishes, what I loved was the fact that you went for a cheaper cut like chicken thigh and then used it across 3 dishes. Where I think maybe you slipped up and there's room for improvement is thinking ahead for balance and thinking about perhaps veg portions. For your chicken Dijon dish, I scored it 16 out of 20.
Oh, I'll take that.
The quesadilla, 14. And your chicken Dijon crust thing on beans, spinach and whatever you had left, I gave 12.
I think that's fair.
So you leave with a grand total of 2 of your 3 badges and 42 points. Barry, what I liked about your dishes was you manipulated the brief, but where I think maybe you could have improved was tasting as you went. So for the salad, with bacon and olive and those pickled bits through it, I gave you 14. The pork smash burger, I think was the best of the 3 with 16. And the pork bolognese, 15 points.
Okay, good. I think.
So by my maths, that's 3 out of 3 of the badges and a score of 45. Jay, you took that tumbling down of ingredients to the nth degree. Your bolognese, I gave 13. Your burrito, I gave 13. But I thought the soup was up there with Mike's Dijon chicken with a strong 16 points. Quick maths means you got 2 out of 3 badges and a score of 42. Making Barry the winner with 45.
Joint second.
Joint second.
I didn't think that was happening. I came second. Yes!
Baz, that means somehow you've taken a badge for planning, shopping, cooking, and the grocery shop challenge badge, 4 to add to the leaderboard, which leaves the leaderboard looking like this.
And that is the final leaderboard. It's now on to a massive challenge where we cook a 3-course meal each for a table of chefs. It all ends there.
I've not heard that before.
What are we talking about?
Oh yes, so